Hello, I'm Nada Muhammad, and here I will present my design journey of the Audible brief. Audible is an American audiobook online station owned by Amazon. The challenge was to create a visual identity for a fictional audiobook original title that stands out and makes a noise. The book title is The Faraway. The target audience are 18 to 34-year-olds without kids who are looking to escape. The book is a fantasy adventure. The synopsis given: Danielle has always been described as someone with their head in the clouds. Working in a local store, they are always dreaming of faraway adventures until a new visitor comes to town and those dreams start to become a reality. I started by highlighting the main words from the brief that can help me in generating a concept. I then started to brainstorm and created a mind map with words associated to the title. Then I started my marketing research, where I determined Audible unique selling point and created the STP to highlight the target. After that, I created a survey to collect more data about the target audience. The research showed that 70% of the age range are workers, and more than 75% purchase a book based on the cover design. Accordingly, I decided to target workers of the age range. And to learn more about the topic, I researched competitors, where I explored different adventure, fantasy cover books. I concluded that most designs use dark colors, strong fonts that stands out, and attractive design elements that reflect the story within the book. After that, I started my ideation process. In the ideation process, I collected ideas and sketched reflections. And to engage more to the topic, I created the mood boards, one that reflects the fantasy side and the other that reflects the adventure spirit. Finally, I came out with a proposal. The problem is the life routine. The life routine that stole people's dream and made life empty and dull. The concept is, who is the visitor? Engaging the audience with the story by opening their imagination to guess, who is the visitor that turns dreams into reality? The solution is a book identity posters that evoke suspense by lighting an unknown personality representing the visitor that will unlock their imagination and take them on an exciting adventure. Then, I needed to test the proposal and check the visibility of the concept. I used Instagram since it is the most used social media platform for the target audience. 60% of the responses prove that the design is clear and shows the genre of the book. I also wanted to test the colors and typography. The responses prove that 75% of the audience prefer colors associated with adventure, mystery, and energy, such as purple and green. Finally, for the typography, audience voted for both serif and sans serif styles, with a slight difference. After that, I created 3 concept boards, exploring 3 different design styles: vintage style, modern style, and illustration. I then came up with the elements of the design. The car and the lines under the car represent movement and adventure. The man or the shadow of the man inside the car represents the visitor. Finally, the background was the purple color because the purple color is associated to fantasy. After determining the design elements, I started experimenting with different layouts and font styles. Finally, I came up with the draft design for testing. To test the design, I created an alternative version for comparing and collected comments from colleagues and target audience. The main comment was that the design needs a fantasy touch to complete the message. So, I decided to unlock the fantasy side of the product. Here, I experimented with different approaches to add a fantasy touch to the design. After deciding the best approach, I tested the design again and noticed that I needed to work more in the legibility of the title name. Finally, I changed the font color to black. As a result, now the title name is clear and easy to read. I am pleased with the final outcome. All the elements used reflects the message and designed to take the viewer to the faraway fantasy adventure. And to create a visual identity, I designed the description page and the app banner. All the three designs work well to reflect the design message that takes the viewer to the fantasy side of the world. Finally, I created the mockups. And since my target audience are workers who use public transportation, I placed the designs in bus shelters and transportation gates like the underground. Thank you.